live by the Peter Channel 4 o'clock news on this Thursday evening, July 28th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and I have 4 o'clock news and odds on this Thursday afternoon going into Thursday evening. And top story at the 4 o'clock hour is Philadelphia, where Hillary Clinton will finally take the stage on the final night of the Democratic National Convention to formally accept their party's nomination. Washington. Prosecutors announced Thursday that they won't pursue a new trial against a man charged with killing and turned Chandra Levy in the case to gain national interest in a border lawmaker and scandal. Florida health officials are going door to door to investigate 2 more Zika infections that may have been spread by local mosquitoes, bringing in a total number of suspected local cases to 4. Publics have been trying to gain political footing over the threat that they say was magnified by the Chancellor's open door refugee policy. Beijing. China and Russia will hold routine naval exercises in the South China Sea in September. China's defense ministry said on Thursday that any of the drills were aimed at the strengthening of cooperation were not aimed at any other country. Big Sur. California crews contend with harder temperatures and low humidity on Thursday near scenic Big Sur, where wildlife fires destroyed 34 homes and killed a bulldozer driver working and contained the massive blaze. Recep Tayyip Erdogan's war against independent media was in late rounds before the once failed coup in Turkey. Now the autocrat seems intent on administering a final blow. Beirut, after months of fighting in a circle of opponents in Aleppo, 340 days backed by Russia and Thursday offered safe quarters for residents of rebels in an enormous city besieged quarters under line the government. Pyongyang, North Korea. North Korea's top diplomat for U.S. affairs told the Associated Press President that Washington crossed the red line and effectively declared war by putting leader Kim Jong-un and sanctioned individuals. A Syrian Nasrallah front leader claims no more ties with Al-Qaeda. Moscow. Russian President Vladimir Putin consolidated the Crimean Federal District into the United 7th Federal District. Georgetown, Guyana. Guyana on Wednesday said only Venezuelans there illegally in its which their basic goods were welcome after 14 Venezuelans were ordered to be deported. United Nations officials accused the insurgent Islamic group Boko Haram of barbaric violence and said regional forces fighting it are underfunded. Also, Norway. Anniversary gift suggests usually lean towards silver and gold, but Norway is considering giving a month to its neighbor Finland under its centennial. By the way, Louisiana, latest on a vigil terminating for 3 law support officers who were shot and killed by a lone gunman outside a Baton Rouge convenience store on July 17th as hundreds gathered for a vigil for the 3 slain officers. A Northern Virginia police officer was denied service at a Noodles and Company in the latest episode of anti-cop animosity at restaurants across the country, and 2 were fired. Philadelphia, the wealthy Democrat donors, many of whom are running complex businesses, know firsthand how revealing tax returns can be. 2 hikers from Vermont found in South Dakota's Badlands Park. San Antonio, a Mexican national link to El Chapo Guzman made his first U.S. court appearance that he faces extortion charges involving a Hollywood screenplay. Washington, the Obama administration wants federal student loan companies to move away from collectors and shift their focus to helping borrow and manage loan debts. Washington, new Gallup poll found Americans believe that societal changes can reduce the number of deadly encounters between black men and police. Cape Canaveral, Florida, an Atlas V rocket blasted into space from Cape Canaveral, Florida, carrying a secret payload from the National Reconnaissance Office. In perhaps the latest shocking acquisition in news and software history, Oracle's agreed to buy NetSuite for $109 a share, about $9.3 billion. I still see me because an inaccurate credit report has been seeking to FICO scores spiraling downwards, causing major problems in the efforts to refinance your home. The number 2 U.S. automaker warned on Thursday, which is Ford Motor Company, of a growing list of global risks and suggested previously warned American market may have been peaked. The number of Americans who filed unemployment benefits last week rose from the 3-month low, consistent with the Federal Reserve view of a stronger job market. While other European nations have decided to move away from coal-fired power, Poland just doubled down on coal in an attempt to save its domestic industry. Redwood Shores, California. Software and tech giant Oracle has reached an agreement to purchase NetSuite for more than $9 billion, the company said on Thursday. The Dow down 3.66 points at 18,468.51. SP 500 up 3.46 at 2,170.04. And Nasdaq up 15.17 at 5,134.98. The long-running children's show, Sesame Street, is set to the goal of its three longtime senior cast members. News has confirmed that stars departed in the series are Bob McCraft, Emil Delgado, who is Luis, and Roscoe Orman, who plays Gordon. New research suggests that Apollo astronauts that only astronauts who travel outside a low Earth orbit die of heart disease 4 or 5 times more often than astronauts who never flew in space or who stayed near the Earth. Nuclear meteorologists confirmed that the dwarf planet Ceres, which was a surprisingly smooth surface, should be covered in craters. Scientists searching of a solution of a resistant infection causing bacteria may have found an answer much closer to home than expected up our noses. Early diagnosis of potentially fatal fungal infection called valley fever can help patients, but too many have missed diagnosis, experts said. Some supplements contain available insurance that may increase risk of cancer, cardiac arrest, and organ damage, and investigated by consumer reports reveals. Athletics in the Men Improved Body. U.S. Food and Drug Administration treats type 2 diabetes in adults, the agency said Thursday in a news release. Alright, take a look at some local news in the Attleboro Sun. Attleboro police say a man threatened a police officer who was dispatched to check him after he fell off his bicycle on Park Avenue Wednesday afternoon. James Evans, 57, former of Attleboro, allegedly charged after patrolman William Monteroso used the state to stop the man and arrest him after a brief circle, according to the police. Evans lives in Falloway, pleaded an incident Thursday to Attleboro District Court to assault, uttering threats of refusing to defend himself and resisting arrest. His lawyer, Jennifer Locus, Norton said her client drank alcohol Wednesday after a period of sobriety for over 1 year. Judge Daniel O'Shea rejected the prosecutor's request for $25 cash bail and allowed Evans to quote $300 with conduct to support him refrain from alcohol use. North Attleboro, a man who allegedly assaulted his pregnant girlfriend earlier this month, then fled, is now behind bars. After 65 years in Foxburg, 2 locations, 2 fires, Elbashon Hardware has closed its doors for good. North Attleboro police said a man who lives near Veterans Park on St. Washington Street was arrested early Thursday morning after yelling at people playing the public Pokemon Go game in the park. Mansfield, a Boston man, was sentenced to jail Thursday after pleading guilty to assaulting a former girlfriend for Mansfield and driving her around before she was able to run for help. Foxborough selectmen voted to warn Gillette Stadium women an issue of fine after guns was ran past the town curfew during a concert last week. Lakehurst, New Jersey, officers say an elderly woman was stranded for several days in New Jersey without food or water before soldiers from the Massachusetts Army National Guard happened to monitor her car and saved her. The Massachusetts Guard said the soldiers had been trained in the base in New Jersey were on a scouting mission when they found the car deep in the wooded area Monday afternoon. The soldiers found an 18-year-old slumped middle of her backseat. She remained unspotted after they honked several times but they walked when a soldier approached. Boston and Massachusetts Senate has approved the bill stating new safety regulations for amphibious sightseeing vehicles. Now, more commonly known as duck boats. Here, Channel News Time, 4 on this Thursday afternoon, and it's time now for a sports report on this Thursday evening. The Boston Red Sox will be taking on the Los Angeles Angels out in Anaheim for their first of the 4-game series at Anaheim Stadium. Other Major League Baseball scores: top of the 6th, Milwaukee Brewers are leading the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-2, and the top of the 8th, it's the New York Mets leading the Colorado Rockies 1-0. All college football playoff semifinal games will be played on Saturdays on holidays after the event saw ratings plummet on New Year's Eve last season. D. Gordon of Miami made an apology via video on the day he returned from his 8-game doping suspension. Englewood, Colorado, the Denver Broncos took the field for the first training camp practice Thursday with a message from Coach Curry who came out they needed to put their Super Bowl 50 victory in the mental scrapbook. And then President Movement, NBA Players Association will be offered retired players that at least 3 years experience health insurance program funded by the league's current players. Peter Channel News Time is now 4:09 on this Thursday evening, and it is time now for Traffic and Trend Report. Let's take a look at the MBTA on the subway, where the red line is placed from Model A to disabled train at Central Square. Someone else about Prince Romano lays through traffic. And on the commuter rail, Brown times and some Fishburne trains been adjusted to 10 minutes reflect performance under the new schedules. Railman train 389. Outbound is spotted at South Station is operated 50 minutes beyond schedule due to late arrival equipment. Please board inbound Worcester Line trains in the outbound platforms of Fairman for Wellesley Farm until 7:30. Worcester train may experience 5-20 minute delays between Worcester and Boston. Alert to be sent back to specific trains as needed. Arrival at times of some Franklin trains been adjusted 5 to 10 minutes to reflect performance on the new schedules. Local train 393 is canceled today. 4:20 p.m. from North Station, passengers should take train 329 from North Station. Middlebury train 0117 is expected to operate 5:15 minutes late between Holbrook and Middlebury to police activity, which is the 3:43 p.m. from South Station and Middlebury Lane train 018325 p.m. from Middlebury stopped at Holbrook to the police. Activity is currently 10-20 minutes late, and arrival times of some prominent trains may have been adjusted 5 to 10 minutes to reflect performance on the new schedules. And now, look at the highways and byways, where highways and byways in New York City are slow, 95 on the northbound side, it is backed up in 287 in New Rochelle, all the way at the Bridgeport, 95 on the southbound side, it is backed up from Greenwich to Stamford, Connecticut into the New York State line. Merritt Parkway is double go from Greenwich all the way at the Bridgeport, 95 on the southbound side, so from Milford to Bridgeport, 95 on the northbound side, it is backed up from Milford to New Haven and then 95 at both ends, also from Guilford and Brentford stretches. Merritt Parkway and both ends, also Hampton stretch. A4 on the eastbound side, also from Denver to Newtown, and then the base can from Route 8 and Waterbury all the way at the Waterbury and the A4 westbound side, back to around 691. 91 on both ends, also from Route 2 all the way out to downtown Hartford, and 91 on the southbound side, so from I-84 to 291 in Hartford, Connecticut. 91 on the northbound side, back to 57 to 291 in Springfield. 91 on both ends, also on the Mass Pike in Chicopee. Mass Pike on the westbound side is slow for the Palmer stretch. 95 on the southbound side, a little slower around the westerly stretch. 79 on the westbound side, a little slow westerly stretch. 299 on the westbound side, so 190 west all the way to Auburn. Mass Pike interchanges with 29395. Auburn is a little slow. 290 eastbound side, a little slow. Shrewsbury to Marlborough stretch. Route 4 on the northbound side is back to Quonset Point to Route 95. 95 on the northbound side, a little slow around Route 4 in Quonset. 95 on the southbound side is back to Pawtucket all the way to downtown Warwick. 95 on the northbound side is back to from Warwick all the way to downtown Providence. 610 connector is sold from Route 6 to Route 10 and 146. And 95 in downtown Providence. 146 southbound is backed up at 15 and 95. 295 on the northbound side is back to around Route 37 in Crenton. 146 on both ends also after 295 to 99 up in the Lincoln North Smithfield stretch. 495 on the northbound side is back to around Route 1 out in North Attleboro. 95 on the southbound side is back to for Route 1 in Sharon all the way to Route 495 out in Mansfield. 24 on the southbound side is back to 495 to 44 in the random Middleborough stretch. 120 on the southbound side is backed up after 120 in Kenton 24 southbound. 120 southbound side is backed up 135 in Needham all the way to Route 128 in Kenton. 128 on the northbound side is backed up from Rangers put to Route 24. 129 on the southbound side is backed up for Route 2 in Lexington all the way up to Route 9 in Wellesley. 120 on the northbound side is backed up for 20 Waltham all the way up to Linfield. 128 southbound side is backed up for the Burlington stretch. South Expressway backed up from both ends from Boston and Braintree. Split 93 is backed up from Boston all the way up into Medford, and 93 is backed up all the way up to Wilmington and then back again after 485 Lawrence. 485 on the southbound side is backed up from Lawrence all the way up to Route 290 out in Marlborough. 495 on the northbound side is a little slow from Moulton all the way up to Tewksbury. Route 3 on the northbound side is a little slow. Middle Wicker stretch. 120 southbound side is backed up from Beverly all the way to Route 95 with Peabody. Route 6 to the westbound side is backed up from Orleans down to Dennis. Dennis, New Hampshire. 93 on the northbound side is backed up before 293 in Manchester, New Hampshire. Route 3 on the northbound side is a little slow around 293 in Manchester, New Hampshire. 101 on the westbound side is backed up after Everett Turnback. 93 on the Everett Turnback on the northbound side is backed up around Route 93 in Manchester. Spalding Turnback on the northbound side is backed up from Portsmouth to Dover. Spalding Turnback on the southbound side is a little slow around Route 4 in Durham. 95 on the northbound side is a little slow around Hampton stretch up in New Hampshire. And 95 on both ends, it is slow for the Augusta Waterville stretch. 295 on the northbound side, a little slow around Route 95 up in Augusta, and Route 1 on the southbound side, a little slow around 295 of Brunswick, and 91 and 89 on the southbound side, backed up after Guinea-War up in Vermont, and I-87 also backed up after Guinea-War up in upstate New York. Peter Channel News time, 4:14 on this Wednesday. On this Thursday evening, and it's time now for a weather report, and we have a flash flood watch effect from late tonight through Friday evening. Flash flood watch activities for portions of North Connecticut, southeastern Massachusetts, and down, including the following areas in Northern Connecticut, Hartford, Taunton, and Wyndham counties in southeast Massachusetts, Baltimore, Dukes, Nantucket, and Plymouth, and Bristol counties, and in Rhode Island. Providence, Kent, Bristol, Newport, and Washington, and Block Island. From late tonight, Friday evening, rain may be heavy at times south of Mass Pike, where rainfall totals of 240 inches is possible. Location near South Carolina, Cape Cod, and Islands are most likely to receive the highest rainfall totals. That significant urban flooding is possible, including roads and underpasses that are prone to flooding and heavy rain. Some small streams may also rise out of the banks. Flash flood watch means that conditions may develop that lead to rapid and life flooding and flooding. Be prepared if you live on a working area prone to flooding. Know a safe place to go. If flooding occurs, then a flash flood warning is issued. A driver should plan to avoid flooded roads and have an alternate route variables. Stay tuned later. Forecast to be prepared to take any action should flash flood warnings be issued. Day 1 this afternoon to night, flash flood watch. Day 2 to 7, Friday for Wednesday, flash flood watch. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For tonight, pitch back after 3 a.m. Otherwise, increased clouds about 6 degrees, south about 5 to 9 miles coming after midnight. Friday, rain may after 9 a.m. The rain can be at every times. Petrobras before noon. Then Petrobras after 3 p.m. High near 7 degrees. Coming becoming in the northeast wind 5 to 8 miles at night. Afternoon, just pitches 1%. New rain amounts between 1 and 2 inches possible. For Friday night, rain likely before 7 p.m. Then a check shot between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m. Petrobras before 10 a.m. west. Then a Petrobras after 1 a.m. west. Most skies got about 62 degrees. North about 3 to 8 miles at night. Just pitches 6%. New rain amounts between 10 inch possible. For Saturday, most skies got about 87 degrees. North about 3 to 5 miles an hour. For Saturday night, slight check shots after 3 a.m. Mostly skies got about a low end 63 degrees at southeast wind 5 miles coming evening. Just pitches 20%. For Sunday, a 45% check shot after 7 a.m. Mostly skies got about 79 about 64 degrees. For Monday, 30% check shots before 5 p.m. Mostly cloudy skies about 62 degrees. Just pitches 30%. Tuesday, most steady podcast about 82 about 63 degrees. Wednesday, most steady podcast about 86 about 65 degrees. And for Thursday, most steady about 86 degrees. Currently not near, it is a fair skies and it's 89 degrees. Humidity of 54%. And that is going to be it for the Peter channel. 4 o'clock news is July 20, 2016 on a Thursday and Tuesday. But good news, I'll see you for late night report either before or after sports matter after Red Sox Angels game. Have a good evening.